Hello there. Today I'll be reviewing some more Toy Story things. Uh, I think it's only one old piece of my collection and two new ones. Find them. Okay, I've got the old soldiers. This is the Sarge that I got. He has got the ring on his head, like he should have the parachute, but he never had the parachute attached. That'd be when they did have the parachute. It was these guys, ones with the gun. Um, I believe the new ones are probably more greener and a bit bigger, but you got a lot of different ones. I think when I went in the Disney store recently, I saw these guys um, still on sale, but in a really crummy sort of tube, clear plastic tube, made by Thinkway Toys as usual. There's a bucket. It did have a handle, which was attached there and there, but that snapped off, I think, ages ago, years ago. It's got 72 soldiers, got English and French. And that's the lid. All the soldiers inside. I did have airmail stickers on them for some reason on the box there, and on the other side there, but I decided to take the risk and pull them off. This is just paper on the outside, this label. But, I mean, you gotta have the soldiers if you like Toy Story, you must have the soldiers really. And they're the best ones that was around years ago, and until now they haven't bothered with them, so I'm not getting the new ones anyway. Next one I'll do will be Jessie, which is the Toy Story collection, which means you get this lovely stand, which is actually pretty decent, I must admit. When I have it on display properly, I'll be able to put it in a good place and it will display really well. No stress marks. I've had it for a few months now. I've just had it standing on top of my stereo here for now. The pole stays in really secure, which compared to the Bullseye's one, which is really crummy, that one, the back one just falls out whenever it likes, as soon as you touch it, and I decided to, there it goes again, I decided to push it in. I thought maybe it would click in, and I got a slight, you can see where my thumb is there. Well, anyway, there's sort of like, can't see it on the wall. It's like, it's not a proper crack, it's sort of inside the plastic that it's cracked. And it's really bugged me now, I wish I hadn't tried. Should have just left it as it was. The front one stays in pretty well. Not too bad, but I want to glue it in, but until I get it transported to the new house for display, there's no point, because I'm going to have to take them apart to put them in your bags down there. It's got the little Woody's Roundup logo. It would be alright. If only the sides on these was a bit higher as well, so that instead of it being quite flat, if they made the sides a bit higher, so it was more of a seat, then that would have been better. But here's Jessie's hat. Got a bit of elastic that you can put around the back of her hair or over her face or whatever, however you want it really, it's up to you. It's got the thing there, that bit I think was, if I remember, was them two holes was for when it was in the box. That's the elastic. It's all woven here, stitched around there. It's got a nice white bit around the edge there. Disney Pixar on that bit there, you can't see it I think. And the elastic. But it stays better on her head when you have the elastic on, because otherwise it just keeps falling off. So there's Jessie with the yarn here, small little bow on the back. The buttons, unlike my original Woody, are actually in the fabric. And the belt is kind of like a leather effect. This is kind of, I can't remember the word for this sort of plastic. It's not like my old Woody where it's like a felt, like this bit here. This is like felt. This is like silk. It's very soft. The face looks very good. All the teeth are individual teeth, and the lips look really good as well. They've done a really good job on the face, I think. The hands, unlike my original Woody, the fingers are all stuck together. Whereas on my original Woody, fingers are actually separate. And I remember looking at the new Woody as well, and it's the same. His fingers are like this, all stuck together. Which isn't really film accurate, because in the film, obviously, the fingers are separate and they pick up things. Denim, jeans is really, really good fabric. On my old Woody, it's sort of just smooth blue plastic with a little bit of... they've tried to make it look like denim. But it's a lot lighter than this. It's more of a light blue, whereas this is dark. The boots look really good. They're really good texture and done really well. Can't fault the way it looks. There's quite a lot of loose threads and things on this toy doll figure, whatever you want to call her. And there was one on the arm there. There's quite a long one hanging right down. So I went to cut it, ended up cutting it too close, and then the stitching started undoing. So I just went over it again with another stitch and put a little knot on either end, so that it just held the old one in place. Didn't want it coming apart. Okay, the voice.
It's you, you're here! Woo-wee!
Sounds better without the hat on because the speaker's actually in the head. Underneath there is that plastic hair in the speaker. But it don't sound terrible with the hat on.
Howdy, I'm Jessie. Yeehaw! I'm so happy you're my friend. Home, home on the range, where Woody and the Roundup gang play. I'm a member of Woody's Roundup gang. Don't worry, I'll call for help. Want a square dance? Swing your partner, don't you know? Some folks say I'm the rootin' tootin'est cowgirl that ever was. Yee-haw! Hey, what do you say we saddle up for some fun? Come on, we got critters to save. Let's go. This cowgirl's mighty tired. I'm gonna get a little shut-eye.
There is the interactive mode as well, but I'm not going to go into that because there's other people that have done reviews on this, and I'm sure you've seen them. I'm just doing a quick one for all my ones, really, just so I can explain what ones they are and stuff. I cut the tag off the back there because it was a really long one and it didn't look good for display. But I think they've done a really good job. Looks good for displaying as well, and I'm sure if you bought this for your kid, as long as they looked after them, I wouldn't buy it for a kid that destroyed their toys a lot. I'd rather buy it the cheaper price one, but because I collect them and display them, it's a bit more worth it. And I'll quickly do Bullseye as well. Again, I won't do the interactive mode, I'll just go through the sounds. It's actually got a tongue inside. The teeth all individual. There is actually a lot of them that have like a really big crease on the side of its face there. This one don't really have it, but I had trouble finding one in the shop that didn't have a big one. And this one was the best one that I could find, really, without going into the back room and all that and really causing a fuss. All this is felt. My one's actually got one ear bigger than the other. I think this one's the biggest one, this one's the smallest one. But individuality. All this is all like plastic that is made to look like leather. Gold bits. All the hooves. I had a problem with the hooves when I got it out of the box because they put the tyres so tight around like there and around the hooves. That I can actually see. Find one. You can see on the camera. Looked for them for a long time, but you can. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. There's that a gap, and you can see where it joins to the body. And I was going to take it back, but it's quite a way. But I think it's just where it's tied so tight in the box. The tail still slightly flops over this direction from when it was in the box because the box holds it there. But it's a really well worth it. I'm glad I didn't buy one of the other ones when the second movie came out, like the Jessie, and bought this one instead. All this is felt. This is felt, plastic eyes, this plastic hooves. It's like a plasticky thing. The eyebrows are stitched on. I do know there is a cheaper one, but I haven't personally seen it. And the snap is nose, or whatever you want to call it, mouth, is all sort of stitched. It's all plush and it's just got a stitched on smile. There is a button here that you press for sounds. It's vibrating there as well. The interactive mode is actually pretty good for this because you don't actually get a real reply out of it, unlike the other ones. You don't say like hello to it, to Jessie, and it says like any other the phrases like do you want a square dance or anything. With this one it just makes a horse sound, so if you was that sad that you wanted to talk to a horse all day, then you can and have a really good conversation with it. But when you're doing the sounds like as if it's walking, if you get I know some people that have had it that have had really trouble, like really shaking it around to get the horse sounds, but I was just putting it on the floor as if it was walking and it was doing it, and it does actually sound really good. Makes it, again, these days kids won't have to use their imaginations when playing with a toy. When I was a kid, I used to have to pretend it was making them noises. Once again, I cut the the label off on the back there. I've got the boxes, but I've put them into storage now in the loft, so I can't really show them. I've got pictures of them on my slideshow. I haven't got the Bullseye's box pictured on there yet because I haven't updated the slideshow, which I'll do eventually when the new Buzz comes, I think. And I've also got pictures and certificates on there as well, but I'll probably do a review of the Buzz when I first get it because I'm starting to get used to doing these a bit more now. I don't ever plan these. I've only just started doing them today. I've done nearly all of them, I think, now. So this will probably be my last one today, I think, unless I do my miniature ones. But I'm not sure. Depends how much time. The certificates are at the top, so if I get them down one day, I'll do them with the other Buzz. The other Buzz might be here tomorrow, so I'll try and get these all put on here by the end of the week. So today, well, I say today, in this review that I just did now, I did the Bullseye, Toy Story Collection version, the Jessie, Toy Story Collection version, and my old Bucket Soldiers, not the collection, but the old collection. Also made by Thinkway. There's a stand, shoe, and this crappy one, Bullseye. Okay, thanks for watching, and look out for any more reviews that I might be doing. Thanks, take care, bye.